mama told me when I was young, we are all born superstars. She rolled my hair and put my lipstick on in the glass of her boudoir. There's nothing wrong with loving who you are, she said, 'cause he made you perfect, babe. So hold your head up, girl, and you'll go far. Listen to me when I say I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. Give yourself prudence and love your friends. Subway kid, rejoice your truth. In the religion of the insecure, I must be myself, respect my youth. A different lover is not a sin. Believe capital H I am. Hey, hey, hey. I love my life, I love this record, and me, I'm more relate for ya. I'm beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't be a drag, just be a queen. Whether you're broke or ebony green, you're black, white, beige, chola descent, you're Lebanese, you're Orient. Whether life's disabilities left you outcast, bullied, or teased, rejoice and love yourself today, 'cause baby, you were born this way. No matter gay, straight, or bi, lesbian, transgender life, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born to survive. No matter black, white, or beige, chola, or Orient made, I'm on the right track, baby, I was born to be brave. Beautiful in my way, 'cause God makes no mistakes. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Don't hide yourself in regret, just love yourself and you're set. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. Ooh, there ain't no other way, baby, I was born this way. Right track, baby, I was born this way. I was born this way, I was born this way. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way. I was born this way, I was born this way. On the right track, baby, I was born this way.
Thank you, Candace and James. Born this way. Well, good morning. Good morning. Oh, how nice. Happy beginning of Pride Month. We send our greetings to all who are participating. What's the matter, Ron? He needs to do it. Okay, can someone other than me do it? Thank you. All right, so we're sending our greetings to all who are participating in the Buffalo Pride Parade today, with a special blessing to our UU Amherst folk who are letting the community know that we are a welcoming, affirming, and safe place for the LGBTQ+ community and allies. For those present in the chapel and joining us online, welcome to this Sunday service at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst. I'm Reverend Michelle Buchheit, the minister of this congregation. My pronouns, which I offer to create a truly inclusive and brave space for all to live into the fullness of their identities, are she and her. Today I'm serving as the worship associate, or sidekick, to our guest speaker, John Snodgrass. John is a frequent guest in our pulpit, and his services are always insightful and often entertaining. We're very glad to have John with us again, and that's really no pressure, John. And how about you come up and offer some words of welcome, too? And then you can take that with you.
There we go. Well, good morning. So Billy's parents said, you know, we've noticed that ever since we transferred you into that private Catholic school, math has been your best subject, and it was always your worst thing before. What is it? What made the change? And he said, oh man, well, I knew they were serious because on day one, I walked into the classroom and there above the door, they had a guy nailed to a plus sign. Welcome to this place, which we make holy by our presence. These doors are open to all. Bring your brokenness and bring your power. Bring your fatigue, your early morning aches, and your energy. For here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and who you are called to be. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, where the human is celebrated, where compassion is strength. Welcome to this place. Together we make it a holy place.
For those gathered in the chapel, I urge you to actually turn off your phones. I know, it's so scary. But we have limited, I don't know if we have limited Wi-Fi, but we have wobbly Wi-Fi. And we want our folks online to have as smooth and wonderful experience as we are having in this space. Also, if you need a little extra hearing support, we do have hearing devices at the back of the chapel, and Mickey will be glad to help you with that. Our gathering music this morning can be found in the teal hymnal, but the words will be up front. Building Bridges. We will sing this together twice, and then Ellen, where'd Ellen go? Is not in? Oh, okay. Well, I will be running back and forth, and we'll try to do it in a round, and it'll be very elegant. I feel that. So I think we'll just stay seated for this, and I'm going to come down a little closer so I can do all the running around. Great. So Linda Joy will, oh, and here comes Ellen too. Everybody will help. So when it comes time to break into groups, Linda Joy will be on this side, okay? But we're going to sing it all together 2 times through before we do anything as exotic as singing it around. So James, if you'll play it through 1 time, and then we'll join you. Here we go. Building bridges between our divisions, I reach out to you, will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Together again. Building bridges between our divisions, I reach out to you, will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Group 1, building bridges between our divisions, building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you, will you reach out to me? With all of our voices and all of our visions, friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Building Thank you for that. All righty. We move from a time of welcoming into centering as we employ the elements of water and fire to create the sacred space where we can be fully present. We begin with an acknowledgement that our church is built on holy ground, land that was nurtured and cultivated by those who occupied it before us. And so we offer this libation as our giveaway, as we honor the struggle of all people seeking justice and peace. We seek the courage and the wisdom to heal the wounds of the past and build a better future story together with all our neighbors and fellow creatures. It is also our custom when we gather to light a chalice. The chalice is a cup or a vessel that reflects the gathered community, and it is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. I invite you to join me in our chalice lighting words. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. For those of you who are new, I want to actually assure you that I don't always sound this grating. And everybody agrees with me that I'm not always this grating, correct?
That is so true.
Okay. I feel so loved. Our opening words this morning come from the man who is still considered India's greatest poet and playwright, even though he lived and died in the time of the Gupta Empire between the 3rd and the 6th centuries of the Common Era. His words ring with optimism and energy, and you can find this particular poem later at the beginning of the readings located in the Gray Hymnal. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. Each week, I stand up here and I invite you to bring your whole self into this time that, as John said, is made holy by our presence together. We bring our joys, our concerns, and sorrows, trusting that this community will hold them for us, if only for an hour. To celebrate the gathered community, we take the opportunity to place a stone or a shell on the table labyrinths, one of which is up front, and we do have a smaller one in the back by the candle table. For those of you who may be a little shy about being in the camera's pathway, the labyrinth at the front is larger, and I remind you that as you come forward, in that wonderful, messy way we do, that if you could not stand in the back of it, because then the folks online won't be able to see the labyrinth, and they're participating virtually. So we want everyone's experience to be just as robust as we can. As the music plays, I invite you to come forward, place that stone or shell, and greet one another in community. place a final stone in recognition of those who are gathering us online. Know that you are held in this community. Let's share a few breaths as we expand our circle. We expand it to include those who may not be present, but whose presence we feel. We bring into this circle of love and care all those who are in pain, either in body or spirit, those who are ill, and those who care for them, those who are lonely, those who are overwhelmed, feeling lost, and those who have been wronged. May we remember that we are called to bring healing and wholeness to the broken places. May it be so. Amen and blessed be. Our meditation music this morning is How Could Anyone? And as James will play it through one time, and as we will sing it through twice, may we hold that wider circle and honor those who are even now waiting in anticipation to begin the parade, the march for solidarity and equanimity and all of the things that we need at this really pressing time in our nation's history. So we hold all of them in the circle when we sing, but James will play it through once. It's that time. It is that time. If any of the littles would like to come forward, it's Wonderbox time. I wonder if anything's in there. I don't think so. But if he could have fit in here, then my friend John would be in this. Come on, baby cakes, take a step. Oh my goodness, I have the best view of everybody. I get to see little people making first steps. Yeah. Haley's coming. Yeah, she's got this. Whoa. Trying to take down a few friends with her. Yeah. Haley, we're rooting for you, girlfriend. Oh my goodness, all this joy. All right, Don, I will let you take the place of honor. You ready for a place of honor?
Yes, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Well, good morning. Today, yes, today I would like to share something with you that has been very special to me because I read to my children the way that my parents read to me when I was a kid. And one of my favorite authors when I was young was an author called Dr. Seuss, who was actually a Unitarian Universalist. Dr. Seuss can be so silly, and I really like that. And sometimes he can get into trouble. But this book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, I think has got a message that can say something to children from anywhere and also to adults. I think this is a good thing for children of all ages. So I'm going to read you a couple of pages of this story. And I don't know. I'm going to see. I'm going to try to read it upside down, but we'll just see how that goes. But you are welcome. You're welcome to come a little bit closer if you want to see these pictures. Congratulations! Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. Out there, things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to the heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang, and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't. Because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in the lurch. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though the hacking cracks howl. See, that's, reading Dr. Seuss upside down. You have to remember. Not all of these words were learned in 3rd grade. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up your problems wherever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. I'm looking at you all here. So be sure when you step with great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot from your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. You will move mountains. So, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. All right. So, thank you. So now it is time. You guys get to go learn something really exciting.
Let's sing our children to their activities. John, you're on.
Yes, please. I failed my driver's test at the age of 31. I had always lived in places small enough to walk or big enough for mass transit, but when we moved from Manhattan to Nowheresville, North Carolina, I finally had to learn how to drive. My mom came all the way from New Mexico to take me into a parking lot and show me which was the gas and which was the brake. Then the big day arrived. The guy from the DMV got into the car with me and we went out into traffic. I guess in North Carolina, they believe that the whole parking lot with traffic cones thing is an insult to the Wright brothers or whatever. So they just lead you right out into the road. And we were going and he said, "Now turn right." And I looked, nothing but driveways. And he said again, "Turn right." And I said, "Am I driving to that house? Is that your house? Am I dropping you off?" He said, "No, turn right onto the street." So I pulled into the oncoming lane and stopped the car. And I said, "Look, I'm already nervous here, and you're really freaking me out with this prank, whatever it is. There is no right turn." Then he pointed, and I was reminded that I never actually learned my right and left. If my thinking is clear, I can take a moment and put them in alphabetical order, or I can put my thumbs and fingers up and figure out which one looks more like an L at the moment. But I didn't have that presence of mind because I was trying to maneuver this 2-ton exoskeleton on wheels while toothless teenagers on crystal meth were flying by in pickup trucks. So I failed the road test. Or I retroactively failed kindergarten, where I think I was supposed to learn left and right. And the road test that I took, which I eventually did pass, but the road test did not include horn honking, so I never learned to do that. One time I was parked and someone actually backed into me at 4 miles an hour, and it was a literal car crash in slow motion. And I was sitting in the driver's seat shouting, "Stop, stop, stop." But she didn't hear, and only later did it occur to me that there's this big button on the steering wheel for precisely that purpose. The other thing I didn't learn, the North Carolina driver's test did not include parallel parking, which I feel okay about, but it means when I go downtown, I usually have to pass 6 or 7 open spots and then park a quarter mile from my destination. And that's good because I get a short walk. But finally, last weekend, with just days to go before turning 46, I was in Toronto with Jackson for a concert, looking for parking, and we had spiraled out more than 1.5 kilometers from the venue where we knew the show had already started. And I saw a spot on the sidewalk and I said, "This is it. I've seen this done. I can do it." And by the power of rock and roll, I parallel parked for the first time. Which means, if I had to, I could finally pass a New York State driver's test. just in time because this summer I have to start teaching my teenagers to drive. And then I have to find a parking spot near the downtown DMV. And my son, who by then will be ready to parallel park for his road test, I don't want him asking me while we're still circling like a half a mile away. I'm terrified by the thought of my children on the road. Because it's not just that they have to pass this one-time initiation ordeal. It's a road test every time you start the engine. The state can give you permission to operate a motor vehicle. That's a one-time thing, like a graduation. But learning how to drive is a continual process. So I want to congratulate those of you who passed the road test of getting here this morning. Graduates, the future is in your hands. I get to be a college teacher, and I love it because 99% of what I say at home is, the food goes in the mouth. Take a bite, chew, swallow, and get on with your life. The food goes in the mouth, the bottom goes in the chair goes under the table, the chin goes over the plate. That way, if the food misses the mouth, it'll fall back on the plate, and you can repeat step one. The food goes in the mouth. So when someone says, hey, will you come in and teach about world religions? Yes, that's going to be 10,000 times more fun than the food goes in the mouth. So I get to say all kinds of things, and in my 13 years of teaching, not one single student has starved to death, which means they all know where the food goes. But being a teacher is like a road test every semester. Fortunately, most of the questions from the students are about systematic theology and what's the difference between Eastern and Western religions. They don't know my one weakness. If a student raised their hand and asked me which one was left, I would have a breakdown. This way, that way, your left, my left? And how'd there end up being 4 different possible answers to this question? And I got to be extra careful because I'm an adjunct professor. I didn't actually get the job of being a teacher. And if there was, it would go to someone else, someone with pedigree. All I've got is years of experience. So every semester is a job interview for the next semester, and I'm being evaluated by a room full of 19-year-olds. They don't know it, but they are my job supervisors. They are the managers, and I am the employee. Like there's the chairperson of the religion department who puts me on the schedule, but I've not seen her in 5 years. Every semester, my students fill out questionnaires evaluating my performance as a teacher. My students want to know if they'll pass the class, because if they don't, they'll have to take it again, taught by someone else. But I want to ask them if I've passed the class, because if I fail, then I won't get to teach it again. I've been thinking about education because it's graduation season. You know, college is not so much about learning information, it's about learning to search for, memorize, and categorize information. The human brain freely associates from one thing to another. Someone's name reminds us of a place, which reminds us of a song, which reminds us of an instrument, which can make it really hard then to remember later what was the person's name. I think it was Amanda Lynn. Maybe it was clarinet. I don't know. But college is all splintered into these ologies, onomies, and ographies. And by some constellation of these, you get a degree. In religious studies, I'm supposed to teach theology, the logic of God, but I find it so silly to imagine one human being telling another that God is required to follow some human logic. Even people seldom follow human logic. I'm slightly amused, but easily bored by theology, and I can't teach the trigonometry of the Trinity. So instead, we look at religion as a mix of archaeology and mythology, biology, enology, that's the study of wine, which has been a major player in religious history, technology, ecology, epistemology, anything from anthropology to zoology. We get to mix all of the categories together. And instead of quizzes on memorizing who, what, where, when, how, students write papers exploring the why. Why do some people live in teepees and others build pyramids? Why do some look for their gods in the sky and some on the earth? And you don't even have to come up with a correct answer because there is no correct answer. I just want to see that someone's been asking questions. And a lot of my students just want to know, what can you say that I can repeat back so I can get an A next to my student ID number? Or get passed along on the assembly line, or be commodified and get stamped like a USDA certified cash cow. They want me to be that guy at the DMV, just saying, now turn left. There is no left. Well, yeah, this is religious studies. I didn't ask if it exists or not. Just try to see something from another perspective. This is a month of graduation speeches, which pretty much all boil down to, the party's over. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. This month, a generation of innovators and trailblazers will be invited to rise to the level of featured graduation speaker. That's the real coming of age. When you get to pat yourself on the back in front of this year's class and their parents, who are still wondering if they chose the right school. But for the speaker, it's also kind of a final exam, because you got to give a speech convincing a bunch of youngsters that they really can change the world. Except they can't do it the way you did, since that frontier has already been pioneered. Besides which, it's not the same world you graduated into 30 years ago. They've got to come up with some new way to do it, to change today's world. And I do dream of giving a graduation speech someday so I can congratulate myself on a trail well blazed or whatnot. But I don't envy this month's graduation speakers. Not just because this year's class will be graduating into a trade war and recession in a country that voted loud and clear that all manner of crackpot quackery is tolerable, but academic debt is unforgivable. I think it'll be especially challenging to give a graduation speech because I think it's becoming clear that we've collectively failed the 20th century and now must repeat it. And for some reason, I thought that the question of whether we will graduate from humanity's self-destructive adolescence into some sort of maturity, that would be a really fascinating sermon topic for June. And I worked on that, and it just kept listing into the ditch and ran out of gas. So I decided to put some personal recollections in a wagon, roll it down a hill, and see where it goes. I hope I've passed this road test, and if not, I hope you'll allow me to retake it sometime. I did say I would offer a few words to the graduates, by which I mean you. But since I can't give advice on how to make it to the top, I'll just give you some pointers for the next road test. Follow the rules of traffic, but keep your eyes open and don't expect anyone else to. Watch out for parades. When someone honks at you, remember that part of what they're expressing is frustration with their own car's very limited vocabulary. And if we Americans can't agree on where this country is going, or where humanity is going, or where it has been, we still need to share the road. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And now Candace and James will offer another pride-related song.
She says I smell like safety and home. I named both of her eyes, forever and please don't go. I could be your morning sunrise all the time, and this could be good, this could be good. I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm. What's your middle name? Do you hate your job? Do you fall in love too easily? What's your favorite word? Do you like kissing girls? Can I call you baby? Yeah, yeah. She says that people stare because we look so good together. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted to. My love, my love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm. I'm not crying on Sundays. 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 Love is patient. Love is strong. Love is patient, love is kind. Love is patient, love is kind. My love, my love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm, she keeps me warm.
Wow, the lyric that just really resonated in my heart was, I'm not crying on Sunday. Wow, thank you. Making time for an offering of gifts and pledges is an act of faith. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. Because we know that we pick fruit from trees we did not plant, and we drink water from wells we did not dig. And that is exactly as it should be, so long as we dig and plant for those who will come after us. I see that Mickey has stepped away. Can someone get the offering baskets that feels confident in that? There are 4 offering baskets. They should be right up there. And there they are. So for those who would like to help, the offering will now be accepted. We began our service with the lighting of a chalice, and now we will extinguish the chalice, not to quench the flame, but to return it to individual hearts, strengthened by this time spent together, so that we can share our light with the world. I invite you to join me with our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Thank you, Julie. As our service draws to an end, our service to the world is ready to begin. You'll find many opportunities for growth and service. Some are listed in your order of service. You can go to our website. You can read bulletin boards. There is a lot going on, and you are warmly invited to be a part of as much of it as you like. All are invited to stay for coffee and conversation in the Emerson room, which is just through the double doors. If you go out double doors and end up in the lobby, just go in the other double doors that are in the lobby. Double doors lead to coffee and conversation. Parents who have children in faith development, remember to pick them up. And there is a family-friendly zone at the windows end of the room so that they can play and maybe you can have some conversation. Registration is still open for Summer Institute, so you can see Kim Diana, who's not present in person today, or Linda Joy, or myself, and we will wax long and elegantly about how wonderful Summer Institute is and why you should add it to your calendar. And now, please rise and bow to your spirit as we sing our closing blessing, and don't forget to twinkle your eyes at one another in the 3rd verse. I will just say twinkle, because there's not enough time for me to say the whole sentence. Let's sing together. Travel light and travel easy till I see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend. May your road rise up to greet you as you leave your past behind. I will think about you gently, and I'll hold you. Now twinkle. Travel light and travel easy till I see you once again. Travel
Together we have sanctified this space. If you have found strength and comfort here, share some out there. Remember that you are blessed and you are a blessing and you are not alone.
Go in peace, make a difference.
stays right here, and let's